Welcome to Learn English Unleashed.
Have you ever met someone new and suddenly your mind goes completely blank? You want to say something, anything, but your brain says, "What should I say?" You think about grammar. You think about pronunciation. You worry about making a mistake. And while you are thinking, the other person is waiting. Maybe you finally say, "Hi." Then there is silence. Awkward silence. And you think, "Oh no, what do I say now?" If this sounds familiar, stay with me. Because today I am going to make this much easier. And here's the good news. You do not need perfect English to meet someone new. You do not need 10 years of English study. You do not need a huge vocabulary. And you do not need to sound like a native speaker. You need a simple structure, a few natural questions, and one very important skill: knowing how to turn one answer into the next question. That is the secret. And by the end of this lesson, you will have a simple conversation system you can use at a party, at work, at a class, at a meetup, in a cafe, or even when you are standing next to someone you have never spoken to before. So relax. Take a breath. You are not here to pass an English exam. You are here to connect with another person. And today we are going to practice that together. Practice 1. Break the silence in 3 seconds. Let me start with a problem that almost every nervous English learner knows. You see someone, you want to talk. You wait. You think. You wait again. And suddenly, 20 seconds have passed. Then 30. Then the moment is gone. Why does this happen? Because your brain is trying to create the perfect first sentence. But there is no perfect first sentence. There is only a first sentence. So today I want you to try something called the 3-second start. When the moment feels right, do not give your brain 10 seconds to create a speech. Smile. Look at the person. And say, "Hi." That is it. Just, "Hi." Then, "I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma." Notice something. The sentence is not difficult. There is no advanced grammar. But it opens the door. Now you can continue. Is this your first time here? Or, how do you know everyone here? Or, what brought you here today? And suddenly, you are having a conversation. Mini challenge. Imagine you are at a small professional event. There are 10 people in the room. You notice someone standing alone. You have 3 seconds. What do you say? Say it with me. "Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma." Again. "Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma." Good. Now imagine they say, "Nice to meet you. I'm Daniel." What do you say? "Great to meet you, Daniel." Simple. But now we have a problem. What happens after the introduction? That is where many learners get stuck. They know how to say hello. They know how to say their name. But then, nothing. So let's solve that now. Practice 2. Use the room to save the conversation. Here is something powerful. When you do not know what to say, you do not always need to invent a topic. The topic may already be around you. Look at the situation. Listen to the environment. Notice what is happening. Then use it. I call this the environment anchor. An anchor gives your conversation something to hold on to. Imagine you are at a networking event. You hear music in the background. You could say, "This playlist is surprisingly good. Do you know this artist?" Maybe the person says, "Yeah, I listen to them sometimes." Now you have somewhere to go. You do? What kind of music are you into? Look what happened. You did not memorize 10 questions. You simply noticed something. Music became the opening. Now imagine you are waiting for a drink. You could say, "The coffee here is intense. Are you more of a tea person or a coffee person?" That sounds natural. It is light. It is easy. And it gives the other person a choice. Or imagine you are at a meetup. You can ask, "Is this your first time at this meetup?" If they say, "No, I've been coming for a few months," you have another opening. "Oh, nice! What do you like about it?" One small question created another. That is the skill. Remember this formula. Notice, comment, ask. Notice something. Make a simple comment. Then ask a question. For example, "You've been here before?" That is notice. "It's a pretty relaxed place." That is comment. "What do you usually come here for?" That is ask. You are not performing. You are connecting. 30-second challenge. Pause the lesson for a moment. Imagine you are in a waiting room. Someone is sitting beside you. You cannot talk about their private life. You do not know them. So use the environment. Maybe there is a long wait. Say, "They're running a little behind today, aren't they?" Then, "Have you been waiting long?" That's it. You have started. And notice the difference. You did not need a complicated topic. You used the moment you were already sharing. That is called shared context. You and the other person are experiencing the same place, the same event, or the same moment. Use it. Practice 3. Now we come to a very common mistake. A learner meets someone new and starts asking questions like this. "Do you work?" "Yes." "Do you like your job?" "Yes." "Do you live here?" "Yes." Oh. Silence. Why? Because the questions are too closed. They invite short answers. And short answers give you very little to work with. So instead of asking questions that close the door, ask questions that open it. These are called open-ended questions. You do not have to memorize the term. Just remember the idea. Ask questions that encourage a little story. Instead of, "What do you do?" Try, "What's keeping you busy these days?" That could mean work. It could mean study. It could mean a personal project. It gives the person room. Maybe they say, "I've been working on a new design project." Now you can say, "Oh, interesting. What are you working on?" Or, "Are you enjoying it?" Or, "What got you into that?" See? The conversation has space. Another useful question is, "How's your week been treating you so far?" This feels more conversational than, "How was your week?" Maybe they say, "Pretty good. I've been busy, but I finally finished a big task. Now you have something. You finally finished it? That must feel good. And then, what was the task? Again, one answer creates another question. The modern small talk rule. Do not think. I need 5 questions. Think. I need one good question, and I need to listen to the answer. That's a huge difference. Because good conversation is not an interview. You are not standing there with a clipboard. You are talking to a person. So listen. Mini challenge. I will give you a boring question. What do you do? Now upgrade it. Try. What's keeping you busy these days? Again. What's keeping you busy these days? Good. Now another one. Do you have any hobbies? Upgrade it. Are you working on anything fun lately? Better. Now one more. How was your week? Try. How's your week been treating you so far? Excellent. These small changes can make your English sound more natural without making your English harder. And there is something even more important coming next. Because even if you ask a great question, you can still lose the conversation. Why? Because you may not know how to respond to the answer. Let's fix that. Practice 4. Catch one word and follow it. This may be one of the most useful conversation skills you learned today. I call it the echo technique. The idea is simple. Listen to the other person's answer. Find one interesting word. Repeat or mention that word. Then ask about it. Let's imagine this conversation. You say, "What's keeping you busy these days?" They say, "I've been stuck in traffic every morning because I'm coming from downtown." You hear one useful word. Downtown. You do not need a new topic. You can echo it. Downtown? Then, I've heard there are some great food spots around there. Do you go there often? Now the conversation moves. The person might say, "Yeah, I usually go there on weekends." You hear, "Weekends?" You can ask, "What do you usually get up to on weekends?" Now they mention hiking. You hear, "Hiking." You ask, "Nice. Where do you usually go?" Look at what you are doing. You are not carrying the entire conversation. The other person is giving you the next topic. You just have to notice it. That is active listening. The secret formula. Listen, pick, echo, explore. Listen to the answer. Pick one useful word. Echo it naturally. Explore with a question. Let's try another one. Person. I've just started taking evening classes. You. Evening classes? What are you studying? Person. Photography. You. Photography? Nice. What kind of pictures do you enjoy taking? Person. Mostly street photography. You. Street photography sounds interesting. What do you look for when you're walking around? See what happened? The conversation almost builds itself. Important warning. Do not echo every word. That would sound strange. You are looking for the word with energy. Maybe the person says, "I've been helping my sister open a small bakery." The interesting word could be bakery? Then, that's exciting. Is it already open? You have shown interest. And people usually enjoy conversations when they feel that the other person is genuinely interested. 45-second practice. I will be person B. Listen carefully. I've been learning to cook Korean food lately. It's harder than I expected, but I'm enjoying it. Pick one word. Maybe. Tasty food? Now ask. What have you tried making? That's your practice. You are training your ears. You are training your curiosity. And you are training your speaking at the same time. Practice 5. Turn a name into a real connection. Now let's talk about names. When you meet someone new, their name is one of the most useful words in the conversation. But many learners hear the name and immediately forget it. Then 5 minutes later, sorry, what was your name again? It happens. Don't panic. There is a simple technique. Use the name soon after hearing it. Person. Hi, I'm Maya. You. Nice to meet you, Maya. That tiny repetition helps your brain remember. Later. So, Maya, how do you know the host? It feels friendly. But be natural. Do not use the person's name in every sentence. That can feel forced. Use it once at the beginning and maybe once later. Now, let's practice introducing yourself. Imagine someone says, "Hi, I don't think we've met." You can say, "Hey, I'm Emma. Nice to meet you." Or, "Hi, I'm Emma. I don't think we've met before." Or if you are joining a group, "Hey, I'm Emma. Mind if I join you?" These are useful because they sound normal. You are not giving a formal speech. You are simply entering the conversation. And if someone introduces themselves first, "I'm Daniel," you can say, "Great to meet you, Daniel. I'm Emma." Or, "Nice to meet you, Daniel." And there is another useful phrase. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Use this when you have heard about someone before but have never met them. For example, your coworker told you about a person. Then you finally meet them. You say, "Ah, nice to finally put a face to the name." Natural. Friendly. Easy. Mini challenge. Imagine someone says, "Hey, I'm Olivia." Your answer? "Great to meet you, Olivia. I'm Emma." Now they say, "Nice to meet you." What next? Do not freeze. Use the environment. Have you been to this event before? Perfect. That is your bridge. Introduction. Question. Conversation. Practice 6. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful things in human conversation. Common ground means finding something you both understand, enjoy, or experience. But here is the mistake. Many learners try too hard. They think, "I need to find something we both love." No. You only need one small connection. Maybe you both like the same kind of food. Maybe you both know the same neighborhood. Maybe you both enjoy traveling. Maybe you both have children. Maybe you both started a new job. Maybe you both hate early mornings. Small connections count. Imagine someone says, "I've been trying to get back into running." You could say, "I've been trying to get more active too." Now you have common ground. Then, what got you back into it? Simple. Or someone says, I spend most weekends exploring new places. You might say, I'm the same. I get bored going to the same places. Now the conversation becomes personal in a safe way. The common ground ladder. Start small. Place. Have you been around this area much? Then, experience. What do you usually do around here? Then, interest. What kind of places do you enjoy? Then, connection. I've been looking for places like that too. This keeps the conversation natural. You are not rushing into personal questions. You are building comfort slowly. And that is important. Because when you meet someone new, comfort comes before deep conversation. Practice 7. Make your voice match your words. Now we need to talk about something learners often ignore. Your words are important, but your delivery matters too. You can say, nice to meet you. But if your voice sounds flat, it may not feel friendly. So try mirroring. Mirroring does not mean copying someone like a machine. It means gently matching their energy. If they are speaking softly, slow down a little. If they are relaxed, relax your shoulders. If they smile, let yourself smile. If they speak with excitement about a topic, show a little energy. For example, person. I just got back from a trip to Spain. Do not answer like this. Oh, nice. Instead, really? That's awesome. How was it? Your voice shows interest. You are communicating. I heard you. I care. Tell me more. 20-second voice challenge. Say, really? How was it? First say it like you do not care. Now say it with genuine curiosity. Hear the difference? The words are identical. The feeling is different. So when you practice English, do not only practice vocabulary. Practice attitude. Friendly. Curious. Relaxed. You do not need perfect pronunciation to sound warm. You need a voice that sounds present. Practice 8. When your mind goes blank, use the bridge. Let's solve another painful moment. You are talking. Everything is going well. Then suddenly, nothing. Your brain goes empty. What now? Do not panic. Use a bridge phrase. Bridge phrases give you time and move the conversation forward. Try. Speaking of that reminds me. Actually, I've been wondering. On a similar note. By the way, these phrases are incredibly useful. Imagine someone says, I've been working from home lately. You want to talk about their routine. You say, that reminds me, how do you find working from home? Or, speaking of work, are you working on anything interesting lately? You are not changing the subject randomly. You are creating a smooth bridge. The emergency conversation formula. When your mind goes blank, react, connect, ask. React. Oh, really? Connect. That reminds me. Ask. How did you get into that? Done. You have another 30 seconds. And maybe those 30 seconds lead to 5 minutes. Mini challenge. Person. I've just moved to a new neighborhood. Your reaction? Oh, nice. Your bridge? That reminds me. Your question? How are you finding the area so far? Excellent. That is conversational flexibility. Practice 9. Use a 5-minute real-life routine. Now I want to make this practical. Because knowing phrases is not enough. You need to use them. But you do not need an hour every day. Start with 5 minutes. Here is your 5-minute routine. Minute 1. Notice. Choose a real situation. A cafe. A workplace. A shop. A class. A waiting area. Notice 3 things around you. Do not translate them. Think in simple English. People are waiting. The room is busy. Someone is talking on the phone. You are warming up your brain. Minute 2. Build open questions. Create 3 questions. For example, what brought you here today? What's keeping you busy these days? How's your week been treating you? Say them aloud. Minute 3. Echo practice. Imagine a person gives you an answer. You pick one word. Then follow it. Person. I've been working on a photography project. You. Photography? What kind of pictures are you taking? Practice 3 times. Minute 4. Introduction practice. Say, hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma. Then, great to meet you. Then, how do you know everyone here? Again. Again. But each time, make it sound more natural. Minute 5. Free conversation. Now imagine the conversation continues. Do not write anything. Just speak. You. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma. Person. Nice to meet you. You. Nice to meet you too. Is this your first time here? Person. Yeah, it is. You. Same here. What brought you along? Keep going. You may make mistakes. That is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is movement. Practice 10. Have the conversation, not the performance. This final practice is the most important. Because sometimes the biggest problem is not English. It is pressure. You think, I need to impress this person. I need to sound fluent. I cannot make a mistake. That creates tension. So change the goal. Do not try to perform English. Try to have a conversation. There is a huge difference. When you perform, you think about yourself. When you connect, you think about the other person. You start asking, what are they saying? What sounds interesting? What can I learn? And suddenly, you have less time to worry about your grammar. This is where confidence begins. Not when every sentence becomes perfect, but when you realize, I can make a mistake and still continue. That is real progress. The mini story, from silence to conversation. Let me tell you a short story. Imagine a learner named Sarah. Sarah had studied English for years. She knew grammar. She knew hundreds of words. She could understand videos. She could read articles. But whenever she met a new person, she became quiet. One day, she went to a local English-speaking meetup. She saw a woman standing near the window. Sarah wanted to talk. Her first thought was, what if I say something wrong? Then she remembered one rule. 3 seconds. So she smiled. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Sarah. The woman smiled. Hi, I'm Mia. Sarah almost stopped there. But she remembered the second rule. Use the environment. She looked around. Have you been to this meetup before? Mia said, yeah, a few times. Sarah heard. Few times. She remembered the echo technique. A few times? What do you like about it? Mia said, I like meeting people from different backgrounds. Sarah found common ground. Same. I actually want to get better at talking to new people. Mia laughed. Honestly, me too. And something changed. Sarah realized she did not need a perfect conversation. She just needed the next sentence. One sentence, then another. The conversation lasted almost 20 minutes. Did Sarah make mistakes? Yes. Did she forget a word? Yes. Did she sometimes pause? Of course. But she stayed in the conversation. And that was the win. Because before that day, Sarah thought confidence came first. Now she understood something different. Confidence comes after action. You speak. Your brain sees. I survived. You speak again. Your brain sees. I can do this. Again. And slowly. English becomes less scary. The 60-second new person challenge. Now it is your turn. Imagine someone new is standing in front of you. You have 60 seconds. I want you to build the conversation. Step 1. Start. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma. Step 2. Introduce yourself naturally. Great to meet you. Step 3. Use the environment. Is this your first time here? Step 4. Ask an open question. What's keeping you busy these days? Step 5. Listen. Find one word. Echo it. Really? How did you get into that? Step 6. Find common ground. I've been interested in that too. Step 7. Keep the door open. What do you enjoy most about it? That is it. You have a structure. You are not guessing anymore. Your quick conversation map. Let's make everything simple. When you meet someone new, remember. Start. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma. Share. Great to meet you. Notice. This place is pretty busy today. Ask. Is this your first time here? Listen. Pay attention to the answer. Echo. Pick one interesting word. Explore. Ask about that word. Connect. Find one small thing you have in common. Continue. Use. Tell me more about that. What got you into that? How did that happen? What do you enjoy about it? These phrases are simple, But simple does not mean weak. Simple is powerful when you can use it quickly. One last secret: you do not need to know what to say next. I want you to remember this. You do not need to know the entire conversation. You only need to know the next step. If they talk about work, listen. If they mention a place, ask about the place. If they mention a hobby, ask about the hobby. If they mention a problem, show interest. If they laugh, smile. If there is silence, use the environment. You are not writing a script in your head. You are following the conversation. That is what natural speakers do. And this is why active listening is so powerful. The other person is often giving you your next sentence. You just need to hear it. Final recap: your 5-minute practice system. Let's bring everything together. Today, you learned how to meet someone new without feeling lost. First, start quickly. Do not wait forever. Use the 3-second start. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma. Second, use the environment. Look around. Notice the place. Use shared context. Third, ask open questions. Instead of questions that create yes or no, use questions that invite a story. What's keeping you busy these days? How's your week been treating you? Are you working on anything fun lately? Fourth, use the echo technique. Listen. Pick one word. Echo it. Explore it. Fifth, find common ground. You do not need a huge connection. One small shared experience is enough. Sixth, match the energy. Be relaxed. Be warm. Be curious. Seventh, use bridge phrases when your mind goes blank. Speaking of that reminds me. By the way. And finally, have a conversation. Do not perform. Do not chase perfect English. Connect. And if you are listening to me today thinking, Emma, this sounds easy when you explain it, but I still feel nervous. I understand. Really? You are not the only one. And you are not bad at English because you feel nervous. Sometimes your English is better than your confidence. Sometimes you know the words. But fear speaks first. So give yourself time. Start small. 1 hello. 1 question. 1 follow-up. 1 short conversation. Then another. Do not wait until you feel completely ready. You may never feel completely ready. Start while you're a little nervous. That is how confidence grows. And remember, you do not need to speak perfect English to make a new friend. You do not need a perfect accent to have an interesting conversation. You do not need perfect grammar to make someone feel comfortable. You only need to be present. Listen. Smile. Ask. Respond. And keep going. So the next time you meet someone new, do not ask yourself, what if I make a mistake? Ask yourself, what can I learn about this person? That one question can change everything. And if you forget every technique from today's lesson, remember just 3 words. Start. Listen. Continue. Start the conversation. Listen to the answer. Continue from what you hear. That's it. Your English does not have to be perfect. It just has to move. And every conversation you have is another small piece of evidence telling your brain, I can do this. So keep going. Keep speaking. Keep listening. And please, don't give up. Because the confident English speaker you want to become is not created in one big moment. It is built through hundreds of tiny moments. One hi. One question. One brief sentence. And maybe one new person who becomes someone you are really happy you met. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Emma, and this is Learn English Unleashed. Now, take a breath. Smile. And the next time you meet someone new, you know exactly how to begin. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Emma. And from there, let the conversation begin.